Jó napot kívánok, sziasztok, hello ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining me. Üdvözlök nagyon szép Magyarváros Pécs. Welcome to the beautiful Hungarian city of Pécs. We're here in the city centre, and probably one of the most unusual and well-known landmarks of Pécs is this church, which used to be a mosque. Quite an unusual, if not unique, combination. Pécs was a city that got taken over by the Ottomans. They built various mosques. There is another one just outside the city walls which still functions as a mosque. Another one I understand is a tomb. This one was converted into a church. So I thought let's go and have a look inside this rather unique building. Now most mosques, the Ottoman mosques, which you'll find in Europe, but not so many in Hungary, but certainly other countries, former Yugoslavia, you'll see a lot of mosques of this style in Bosnia and Albania, even a few in Bulgaria. You'll see them, but as I say, it's not so many in Hungary, but this is one that survives, but there's not much of a Muslim population, so that's why it became a Catholic church. First giveaway is this extension here. You can see the Catholic cross. It looks like a typical 1950s church. What we'll do, we'll walk around the outside of the building. So there's a very much Islamic part of the building, and then you get to the more modern Christian part of the building. I think they've done a good job of, respecting its heritage, but also converting it, extending it, modernising it for its current function. On top of, it's just out of camera, you can just see it, there's a cross. There's an Islamic symbol, or sort of a bit like an Islamic symbol of a cross on the top. So we're going to walk around. My plan is to take you inside, because as I say, I don't think I know of any other. I know in the UK you get quite a few churches that have become mosques, but I don't know of any other mosques which have become churches. Not so interesting around this side. It seems to have a separate bell tower. I don't know if there was once a minaret here. The other mosque that's still functioning as a mosque does have a minaret, but whether that is, it's one of those sort of bell towers. You do get them sometimes exposed. Now interestingly, there's this concrete here. Looking at the shape of it, I think that's marking out the site of the original church, because there would have been, before all the Baroque buildings, which you can see all around us, were built, there'd been lots of Gothic buildings, and Pécs is a medieval city. I think this concrete here, I quite like it in a way. It's marking out, I think it's probably marking out part of the site of the original church. I might be wrong, but that seems to be, what I would expect. So, and again, we've got another, perhaps chapel. We'll find out when we go inside. And then there's quite obviously the side that's the mosque. So around the front there's an entrance, so we'll go in there and have a look, see what we can see. I think you have to pay to go in. I don't think it's going to be a huge amount to go in. I'm sure it's going to be worth it. I have been in here quite a few years ago, and I'm intrigued to rediscover this, what I can only consider a fairly unique piece of religious architecture. Well, here we are, we're inside, we're down below the church itself. So this building, this wall here, this is like the foundation wall. Above us is the building, which is the mosque. They've given me a nice English description. I do understand a bit of Hungarian. It's easier for me to read it in English. It cost 2,400 forints, that's about £7 to go in. There's a little crypt here. So there's people buried here, I assume. And there's plaques to people. They're all quite modern. Looking at them, were certainly of the era, of its Christian era in the last 100 or so years. We go down here. We'll make our way around and up to the church. A couple of things I wanted to show you. There's a picture there of what it looked like when it first came to church. Now there was a tower. I'm not sure quite what happened to the tower. It's no longer there. But that is what would have rung the bell in the bell tower. So it's quite interesting. This is, like I said, it's the crypt, or we could almost call it, it hasn't got a graveyard or a cemetery. So this is where people, are buried, and it goes on and on all around there. There's this really interesting room here, though, where you've got various interactive displays. You can see what some of the buildings look like. There's a video on which looks quite interesting. I'm going to have to sit and watch that, but it shows you the church that would have been there before that got destroyed. If you have a look at this, you can see that's possibly one of the first churches, a little chapel. Where was it? Yeah, so you can see how it's gone bigger. Grew as a church, as most churches would, then look, it starts again as a mosque. But then we see it, this is with the Christian towers, and then this is it today with the round extension out the back. So have a looking on this one. That's the church of the 15th, 16th century. And yeah, it's good that you can actually see various elevations of the church. I walk over to here, I was saying about when it had its original tower. So this is it now as a church. You can see with a tower standing. That's quite a good picture of it there, also with a tower standing. I'm going to walk off down there and let's go and see the main interior of the church. So we're now in Crypt Chapel. We're still on the same level, just below, underground, below the main level. What we're going to do now, we're going to go upstairs and we're going to see the main part of the building which we've come here to see. So as we go to here, you can see stairs going up each way. You see they're curved, so we're in the back part of the church, which we can see from outside, the most modern part of the church. So we're going to go up here, and this will take us into the extension. And then from the extension, we'll walk through into the old mosque building. So as we come to here, I'm about to turn the camera around and show you a rather unusual church. So that you see there, that would have been the outside wall. Of course, behind it is the original mosque. Now, as I say, it's a Catholic church. Got the Stations of the Cross going around this back wall here. Walk the way through here. It's almost like this. So you've got an altar in the middle. We'll get into the mosque part in a minute, but you've got the congregation can sit here. It's like another church almost over there. It's a really nice painting though. Just have a look at that. I think the paintings are quite local to here. That looks like that's the dome of here. You can see just there, that building there, that looks like Page Cathedral. In the middle of the church. Now I'm just going to pan around and let you have a look. Interesting shaped organ. Look, numerous pipes arranged all along there. That's a really rather unusual organ. And I'd say that's the altar. We saw on the outside there was two smaller chapels. We're going to go and have a look in one of them. Let's have a look here. See two sets of confession booths there. And walk into this chapel here. So this is one of those small chapels we saw. Now, from here, come back into the modern part of the church. We're going to go through into the mosque, and it's really quite spectacular. If you think that's interesting, have a look up. That's really quite amazing. You can see in the corners, I don't know too much about Islam, but you can see the corners, parts of the Islamic architecture has been preserved. I think the painting, I'm not sure if it's Islamic or not, but it's whatever it is, it's very nice. There's a bit of Islamic scripture just written there. So again, you can see towards the high altar. Now, standing here, looking up the nave, if we turn behind, I hope you can hear me all right, I'm just being a bit quiet. And you can see the main part of the Islamic scripture has been preserved. Well, it's got Jesus above it, but they've preserved it. So, they've respected its former role as a mosque. was obviously a church on this site, so it's kind of gone full circle, but its history in between has been nicely respected. What we're going to do now, go around here. That's interesting. Look, I've just noticed. So most of the building is painted, but in a few places they've uncovered again some Islamic scripture. Let's have a look at that. What we'll do now, we'll go through. We'll go, there's a gallery. I think so we'll go upstairs. Walking past the altar, back into the modern part of the church. And where did I see a sign? It said, oh yeah, because we came up out that door there. There was another, so we started down here. Stairs up there, stairs up there. I think there's like a repeat on top, more stairs going up. So let's see what we can find. We go in here. I've not been in here yet. Oh yeah, I thought for a moment, oh, we can't go up there. But we can, we're going up this side. Have a look outside. It's raining. Glad I'm indoors. I'm going to get wet when I finish this video. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Maybe it'll stop. It's got there. Okay. Oh yeah, but can see all these little windows when we're outside, all these bullseye windows. We go through. Oh, this is nice. I see, so we can't go around it, but look, that's that rather unusual organ. Get a view over the church. Oh, now, there's quite an interesting bit of interpretation here, so it tells you all about it. So that script we saw, Allah is the greatest, it says, and Muhammad is his prophet. So yeah, I suppose that kind of makes sense from what you hear Muslims talking about. There's an interesting drawing there, shows the mosque with 2 minarets. I think it only ever had one, so whether it did have 2 at one point, I'm not sure. There's a map of the city, so we're here in the centre. So there's another mosque just outside, I think. Yeah, there's that picture there. That is the mosque in Page, which still functions as a mosque. I think that brings us to the end of the video. I've shown you everything there is to see. So I'm going to leave you with a view over the modern church and into the old mosque. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you ever do want to visit Page, it's very much worth visiting. You can get a train down from Budapest, and there's a lot to do in this city. I'll have made it, by the time you watch this, I'll have made another video called Exploring Page. So have a look at that video. You'll be able to see a bit more of what there is in Page, but there's a lot of attractions, lots of very interesting historic places to visit. So thank you very much for watching. Please do feel free to like, subscribe and comment. And from the mosque that's now a church